Hi, I'm Bill Donohue, President of the Catholic League. Joining me today is Mike McDonald, Director of Communications. We have a couple of things to talk about that are in the news. Usually we're dealing with problems which are created by some of the same people that we always deal with.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems to deal with today, Bill. But one thing that I wanted to start in with, you had a good piece up on the website on getting prepared for the 4th of July, and all of these haters coming out of the woodwork, casting shade on the founders, the founding documents, the whole 9 yards. They hate this country is moral of the story. NPR had a news article up that you looked at going over George Washington praying at Valley Forge. What's going on there?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really know much about it. I mean, everybody has seen the same picture. You know, he's kneeling in the woods in prayer, Valley Forge. It's a nice picture. A friend of mine, Paul Kenger, he's the editor of the American Spectator. He actually has it in his home, and that's a very nice statement. Now, I'm reading this article. It's very snarky. They're saying, well, you know, many historians say that there isn't much evidence. Well, sounds like quite a few. Who are these people? What evidence do they have? They said that there's not much evidence. That would suggest there might be some evidence. So I got a little curious. And I found out there's this guy retired out of Notre Dame, and he says that this story was concocted. Now, to concoct means to fabricate. So I thought, well, wait a minute. They just got finished saying this. Many historians don't believe it all. Did they actually lie about this? So I began to check this guy's work. And then he references himself, which is kind of curious, isn't it? You know, it's very convenient. And then he references 2 books. So I get a hold of the books, and you have to go to the endnotes. You find out, well, there have been attempts to debunk this, but that's about it. Well, attempts to debunk it, if they actually had debunked it, then was he praying in that manner? Oh, they come out and they say, it's possible that he could have been praying in that manner, but we don't know. Well, why are you so cocksure then to say that they concocted this?
So essentially, they're just coming out and saying, like, well, maybe the exact scene in that picture may not have happened that way. So therefore, we can say George Washington never prayed at Valley Forge.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Well, the thing is, I shouldn't have to go to the footnotes to find out that they're tentative there, because in the narrative in the book, they're talking in a cocksure manner that this is all nonsense that was made up, you know, by these patriotic Americans and whatnot. But you find out then when you go digging deeper that they don't have the evidence to make the kind of declaratory statements that they made. Yeah. There was a Quaker by the name of Potts who claims that he saw Washington. Now, people wrote that his biographer, Washington's biographer, was writing there, not far from the event, and he was talking about Potts. I'm not supposed to believe an eyewitness account, but I'm supposed to believe people a couple hundred years away from that account who don't have the evidence to back up their cocksure idea about this was being concocted. So you begin to say, I think they're trying to play a game here.
You'd think so. Everything about that just doesn't make sense. There's accusations that make sense. Because it wasn't just Potts. There was another guy on his staff who became
a Presbyterian minister, graduate of Princeton, Dickinson College. And well-educated people. They said, no, this is an eyewitness account. This is what he told me too. Now, even if it's not exactly 100% certain, why are they so interested in wanting to discredit the conventional wisdom? Because they really have a problem with too much celebratory. I'm not saying they're necessarily anti-American. I'm saying that they get jittery. It's jingoistic, you see, if you become too patriotic. So maybe we should be like the scholars and not believe in anything except themselves. Oh, except that they do believe in 59 different genders, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm supposed to believe that, but I'm not supposed to believe an eyewitness account from the biographer of Washington about Washington praying at Valley Forge. I think I kind of get the end of this game.
And then you throw the faith element on top of it. That's Christian nationalism. So you gotta, destroy that. There was no religion at all. Even though we know that these guys, like with the exception of Jefferson, were deeply religious, and even Jefferson was a deist who believed there was a higher power.
Right.
So,
none of them were agnostics and atheists and whatnot. A couple of them were a little bit doubting, but they were deists, as you say. They believed in the supreme being. But they all understood, every single one of the founders understood the important role that religion plays in morality, and morality is central to freedom. So that's really the story here. I really have fun debunking the debunkers because once you scratch, you find out there's not much there. But the average person obviously doesn't have that time or maybe background to go into this kind of stuff. That's what we try to do here at the Catholic League, so to keep you informed. And you get more of a rich documentation of this up on our website.
Absolutely. So we'll have a link in the description below. Be sure to check that out. And thanks for watching. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.